Hi, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you Dane, a Stone Society series novella by Faith Gibson, whom I will be an author assistant for Kinky in Kansas City, Saturday, March 10th. So mark your calendars. If you're in Kansas City, you're going to be at Kinky in Kansas City. I believe they are selling tickets at the door if you make a last minute decision. So there is that. If you haven't followed the Stone Society series at all, if this is the first thing you've heard me say and you're like, I'm kind of interested, you can totally pick up Dane as a standalone and read it and think if you want to go back to book number 1 and kind of start from there. It's a quick novella. You can kind of see what the Stone Society series is about. Yes, you'll be able to pick through and see that some of the characters are mated, some things have happened, but at the same time, the focus really is on Dane and his mate Marley. And if you haven't read it before, the premise of the Stone Society. This is a paranormal shifter. They are gargoyle shifters, and they are sexy as can freaking be. Like, I've licked all of them, so they're kind of mine, in case anybody wants to know. The Fates have decided to start giving the gargoyles their mates. We have human mates, half-breed mates, and I think only one so far has a full gargoyle mate. Dane is a half-breed. His father was one of the original gargoyles that was kind of kicked out of the circle because he mated with a human being centuries ago. They started having children, and eventually things became like really bad, and they feared for their children's lives. So they would have a child and they would give that child up for adoption. So Dane growing up didn't realize that he was a gargoyle. He just thought he was a normal human until he encountered his mate. And then he started going through the change. And at first he thought it was the flu until somebody came to his rescue and helped him through the shift. So he hasn't been a gargoyle for very long. But once you're in the family, you're in the family. His mate Marley is a waitress at a diner. And she's okay with that. Like, she doesn't have these big aspirations or goals in life, but to live life and enjoy it to the max. And Dane loves that about her. He's enamored by her smile and her just ambitiousness to enjoy every day as best as she possibly can. I connected with Marley on a huge level. At first I was like, this chick is just too happy all the time. But once I got to know her and understand her, and I could see her insecurities and what she thought of as flaws, and then when I met her family, I was like, oh, I get this lady. I get this lady like nobody's business. Then I really had a connecting moment with her. And to see how much Dane loved her and thought, you know, she was the most beautiful being in the world. And when she had an encounter with somebody from her past that just kind of brought her down, and to see that that's what she lived with day in and day out for a while, and with her family, and oh my God, here's what I need to happen. I need Trevor's parents to get divorced, and I need Marley's parents to get divorced. I need Trevor's dad and Marley's mom. That's all I'm saying. Even though this is a novella, there's some high angst moments in here. We get to see what's possibly coming down the road. Although we had war in Greece and we think that threat is taken care of, we have a whole new threat at home on our own playing field. We might have home field advantage, but I don't think that's really going to help too much. And seeing what we have to deal with now and who could possibly be behind it, what's going on, is going to cause a lot of trouble, stir a lot of confusion, mass hysteria, and it looks like it's going to be very problematic for the Stone Society. So I'm really anticipating the next book to see what exactly is going on and who is behind everything. Who's the master pulling the strings? Like I said, even though it's a novella, it's rather short compared to the other ones. We do have a lot of plot and character development that goes on within the pages. And sex. Always with the Stone Society. These guys are hot to trot 24 hours a day, 8 days a week. Always wanting their mates. And the mates, of course, they're always wanting them. Especially after they're mated. It's like horn dogs aplenty. Not that I'm complaining. Like I said, I've licked them all, so they're all kind of mine. And I don't mind it. I don't mind that they want to do it all the time. It's okay with me. If you haven't read the series and you read Dane, or you're like, I kind of am interested in this. I want to go back to read number 1, which is Raphael. Each book is, in essence, a standalone. The person finds their mate, they go through their issues, and at the end, of course, you know, they're mated, they have their happily ever after. But behind the scenes, there's a continual story that goes on. Behind the scenes, you can see other couples developing. The next couple in line comes through. What's gonna happen with them? So with Dane, the novella from Faith Gibson for the Stone Society series, I'm giving 4.5 stars. The reason for the downgrade is there's a couple things that I had some issues with that I thought were just, and I'm saying this because, you know, I'm such an author and I could just write whatever and do whatever, but I thought they were done as an easy fix sort of thing versus, I don't want to say doing something better, but not doing that. And I don't want to say what it is to give it away, but I didn't like how that was done. So if you read it and you want to get with me, like privately, you can find me on Facebook, on Twitter. I can talk to you about it. I can tell you how I felt about it. I can, you know, we can go in detail then. I just don't want to say anything here and then you're like, oh, I hate stuff like that, or oh, whatever, and then you don't give it a try. It's not a big deal. It's not like it takes precedence over the whole story. There's just a couple incidents that left me like, ugh, I don't like when this happens. And it's my personal preference. You might not care. So a really quick recap, because I've blabbed on about so many things within this. Dane, half-breed, which means half gargoyle, half human. Recently shifted. Finds his mate, Marley, waitress, works at a diner. She's lovely. I love her. She's fabulous. She's had a saddening past. Her dad's an ass. We get to see what's kind of happening next within the next story, what's going to be the big issue that comes up with the Stone Society. And now that it's on their own home turf, is home field advantage really going to have any help in the situation, or is it just going to cause more massive chaos and mayhem within the citizens of New Atlanta? And I'm kind of thinking I know who the next couple is going to be in the next book, but I'm not quite sure. So I'm just kind of sitting back and waiting, and I'm excited for it. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to leave the Amazon link down below so you can click it and be on your way to reading. Excellent getting into the Stone Society series, or just if you want to do it for your next read because you are like me and might have forgot that it was out. If you've enjoyed this review, I'm going to ask that you help me with that YouTube algorithm and give me a like. Leave me a comment. I love to interact with all of you guys. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I try to get new content out every Monday through Thursday, but I honestly never know what time, and that is the magic of the subscribe button, is that you will get a notification when I have something new for you. If you're like me and think this chick's pretty awesome, down below I'm going to leave stalker links in plenty. Go, click, investigate, enjoy. If you have a book or an arc you'd like me to read, or some light editing proofreading you would like done, you may request via website. Dane, a Stone Society series novella by Faith Gibson, 4.5 stars. Bye. Hi, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you Eurijah. This is book number 10 in the Stone Society series by Faith Gibson, whom I'm desperately in love with. This is also kind of Banyan's story. This is MM, hotness galore and heartbreak throughout. We've been following these two for a while in the series. We know that Yuri is just so angry with Banyan. We have no idea why.